G'day. So what is the best flooring for an apartment? So let's define what type of apartment. I'm going to give a bit of a category in a multi-residential apartment. So this is a high-rise or a 3-story walk-up. And these environments here need an acoustically rated system. So this is the number one thing that needs to be thought about is, do I have an acoustically rated flooring system? So generally, let's talk about what the Building Code of Australia is. So they have a minimum requirement of 62 dB and under. So there's an LNTW test report that needs to be given, and it needs to come out at 62 dB and under. That minimum requirement is what is needed if there's no bylaws set by the body corporate and the strata to stipulate that there needs to be a different number. So that's your minimum requirement. Most body corporates will have a bylaw for about 55, and that's quite a firm result to get to. It's quite hard to get to for most products, and 99 out of 100 products will need a separate and acoustic underlay. So I'm going to give you the analogy of how we traditionally get there. So we talk about like a laminate board, an engineered board, or most hybrids. They're going to be the hybrid board. They're going to need an acoustic rubber as a separate underlay. Then they're going to need a perfectly flat and level subfloor. So they would normally be leveling compounds down to make it smooth. Then they're going to apply a rubber underlay. It's generally 4 to 8 millimeters thick, depending on product type. And then they're going to have the floating floor installation on top. So you think about all those layers in there, that's a really long-winded, expensive process. First of all, you need an acoustic report that is compatible with that particular product you spoke about. Like for example, it could be a Regipol, it could be a Damtech, it could be an A1 Rubber company. They're acoustic underlay companies. They need to have a direct acoustic report that has been done with the particular flooring solution that you have on top. So you need to provide that to the body corporate to get a pre-approval to say, yes, this fundamentally works. But there's a lot of sort of misdirection in there. Like, is the underlay company talking about the right product? Is the product talking about the underlay company? And when you're dealing with body corporates, a lot of times, if they don't know what it is, they'll just say no to you. So where Luxfeel Air is different, it's a truly all-in-one acoustic flooring solution. So what it is because it has a pre-attached EVA acoustic foam underlay. It has an aerated polymer core, so that little air bubbles helps to soak up noise. Plus it has the luxury vinyl plank topper, which is a slightly softer than like a laminate, like knock. And where that board sits flush to the substrate, there's no airlock between where you can get reverberation. So this particular system, worst case scenario, so there is different slab thicknesses. For example, there's 200, 180, 160, different variations, but like a building that's 10 years old will be 200 mil. And sometimes there's a plaster sheet ceiling with a little airlock, which is a void that helps to give you a better acoustic result. But what you want to do is have an acoustic report that will say worst case scenario. And worst case scenario is no plaster sheet on the ceiling, just raw concrete with a 160 millimeter slab. And if you can get a good test result on that worst case scenario, then you're pretty much guaranteed wherever you go, whatever kind of building is going to be perfect thereafter. So Luxfeel Air will get down to a 48 LNTW test, which is phenomenal. I'm going to guarantee this can go in any building around anywhere in the country and pass. And we have been to battle with strata. We have been to battle with body corporates, and we've helped re-educate body corporates on what the actual standard is and where you need to get. Because this product, I used to work in this specification game and do acoustic certifications to architects and designers. Like I came in as an acoustic expert within the industry. So that's why this product has so many of the bells and whistles when it comes to acoustics, because I had to proactively be in that market for a lot of years and hold the knowledge base to then deliver a product and a solution for individual projects. So from that experience, we pushed it into this particular product and solved all the problems, eliminated the separate underlay because the underlay is pre-attached, aerated polymer core instead of like having a hard, rigid core that doesn't flex and doesn't soak up noise. And then the top layer, the texture, instead of making it super hard, it's a slightly softer board. So when a knock goes down, the noise transfer is not as high. So make sure that you've got an LNTW test report, that the slab thickness has been determined, and there's no plaster sheet ceiling. So if you've got a report that states that, well then you know you're in the right direction for the most appropriate acoustic flooring solution. We'll talk to you again soon.